Alright, everyone. Today I want to talk to you today about captain's mast in the military. Now, if they don't think you did an offense serious enough for court martial, they'll just give you what's called captain's mast, right? Well, captain's mast is a lesser body in government, and it's usually in the Navy per ship. And your captain is the one who does it, right? Now, the most that will happen is you'll have to pay a fine, be reduced in rank or something like that, if you are caught sleeping on watch. Now, the problem is, I was only doing what they taught me to do in the first place, right? Which is hardly nothing, right? So all I was doing is sitting against the breaker with my head up, waiting to hear the phone ring. We never heard the phone ring, but it was ringing, right? Well, there's a reason for that. The 400 hertz generator is real loud, and you have to wear earplugs. Stupid. Now, when he came in, because he's the senior EMFN or whatever, right? I'm under his command, right? So if he says I was sleeping on watch, it brings me up on charges of captain's mast, right? I don't have a choice but to go through it, right? Now, the thing is, when you're done that way, and there ain't really too much you can say, because in a way, everyone had their eyes closed, right? So that's his problem with it too. He's like we're all asleep on watch or something, right? Well, the thing is, closing your eyes, like I told you before, don't mean you're asleep, right, Ben? Remember when you tried to catch me asleep, but I was sitting straight up, and you tried to touch my nose or my face, and I woke up before you touched me, or my eyes before you touched me? You went and you got Lieutenant User, right, Ben? Well, the thing is, that don't mean I was asleep. It means I was resting my eyes and just sort of meditating, right? Anyone can close their eyes, King, and not be asleep, right? But see, I didn't think you would believe the story anyway, so I didn't even bother, right? I can also tell if I got a winning case or not, too, and if I don't, I'll just go ahead and set the plunger, too, right? If I did, in your opinion, was sleeping on watch, it's hard to sort of refute that when it's a higher ranking person in the military than you anyway. Now, the thing is, though, when me and Ben got into the fight about me being gay and stuff like that, and he pushed me through the 10 and I had to knock his block off on us, well, Lieutenant Guzman handled that between the division. It didn't get a cat's mouth, but it could have, because we're not supposed to fight on the ship either. We're supposed to get along peacefully, man, right? Now, y'all can't, I don't know if you code red me or not, but I had to remember that, so whatever. You might could have, but that's more Marine Corps than Navy, but whatever. We did have Marines on the ship, but like I said, I'm not trying to have sex with no one, just waiting for one virgin female, or any female, really. If you're not one, whatever. I mean, in order to have sex with, in my mind, with a female, they must approach you and act like they want to be with you, right? Every female I was with, at least initially, when we started the course of the relationship, or of some nature, I felt like we both wanted sex, right? And if we had sex during the course of the encounter, we did. If we didn't, that would be fine too, right? Now, it doesn't matter who it is, Sheena. It's all, I didn't just state you, and I just got over you too, right? God. But anyway, whether it's Sheena, Maribel, Daphne, or Beverly, or whoever, I don't know, Denise, I don't know, Molly, Michelle, it's just, you're trying to date the person, and they got to say yes or no, period, or you can't have sex, and you have to be celibate until you do, in my book. I know. You do not rape a person, male or female. Anyone can tell you no. Even if you were to approach a male, which I never do, but if you were to approach one for sex and they tell you no, you can't go any further either. If you want to date someone, it must be consensual, two-way street, right? That's all I'm saying, right? I don't even know what your problem is, or why you're trying to treat me like you have a problem with me, and I don't even know who the fuck you are, right? I'm not supposed to know you. You can pretend you're offended by me saying I could have done something but didn't. That's your offense. That's your offense. And if you're that easily offended, and I'm telling you my whole story, you weren't there. And, I know what I meant, and nothing happened, right? Never happened, according to my wife, right? Or then life, whatever you want to call it, right? Now, like I keep telling you that, I know. Certain things, like if one of the girls was to get pregnant, whether I know it or not, I would always be the father, right? Say Maribel did, or Daphne did, or one of the one night stands did. Like the girl I had sex with in the back of her truck, right? And we went off and made out, and she smoked a couple cigarettes, and we had sex for about 5 minutes, and I ejaculated inside of her. Now I sort of acted like I didn't, but again, people do that too, right? And we knew what we were doing. We're considered adults, right? And the thing is, I was never with any children. I never don't hang out with children. I don't date children. So this pedophile crap is just crap, right? No one can prove it because I don't hang out with children in the first place. I know you cannot approach a young girl, undress in front of her, in public or anything like that, right? Unless you're at a nude beach and where everyone can be nude, you don't do that. You don't do that. And yeah, I had some confusion when I was out in the Navy, and I did go down the street naked because I was having sort of a combination of being real hot in my trailer because I didn't have no air, and I was getting from spring to summer, it's starting to get hot, right? Well, in a act of desperation, I was trying to cool myself off and stuff like that. And I was going to put myself under the bathtub faucet, right, and trying to get cooled off because I was feeling real hot, right. So anyway, I just started walking down the street seeking some kind of help or aid, and I was dressed, right. And I made it up to the there was a psychiatric clinic on Midas Avenue. It's not there anymore, but I made it up to the psychiatric clinic, or might have been psychological, I'm not sure. But I made it up to there to seek help. Well, the police got called, and I had to wrestle them off a little bit, and they were trying to cuff me, and they couldn't cuff me because I was wrestling with them. But I was naked, I didn't get hurt or anything either, even though it was a bunch of men, right? Now, they had to hit me a little bit because I was sort of not sure of my surroundings, and I was, trying to come to, right? I was feeling real hot, right? As well. Not saying it was a heat stroke per se, but I was feeling unusually warm, right? I don't know what it was medically, but anyway. Maybe I had a second break there too, right? Because I've been out for a while and I was trying to get on disability and it wasn't going nowhere either. So I was sitting there living in my trailer with no way to pay rent or anything, right? And anyway, that's why I was acting that way too. I didn't have no money, I had no electricity in my trailer. So again, I started acting a little hot in the trailer because it was getting spring and hotter in the trailer, and I just put some water on, started walking down the street, right? I was so hot, right? But anyway, one of the policemen punched me and gave me a black eye or two, things like that, right? But again, I know that was sort of my delirium at the time, right? But also, when I got to the clinic, which is Clark, I sort of worked that out too, right? And I was only in the hospital again 2 weeks, I know. Now, I've been in the hospital at least 4 times over a week, right? My whole life. But it started in the Navy, right? After I met my ex-girlfriend, Sheena, right? And again, that's when I had my first mental breakdown, right? And then after that, I think it was 98 around March, right? Which was around spring, right? I went to Clark, which is near Memorial Hospital, for 2 weeks. And I also went to Bethesda, Maryland for 2 weeks because I had sort of my mouth started speaking in tongues like I demonstrated for you before, right? And I couldn't speak. And I couldn't control my mouth movements, and I could not communicate well. So they put me in the hospital again for 2 weeks, right? So that was the third, and that was in 94, right? One hospitalization was 93, then 94, then 98, and then recently, last year in 2016, I had spent a week in another psychiatric clinic, and that's what happened there, right? But I was also released from that on my own recognizance as well, every time. See, it's one thing if you're not able to behave yourself in society and you're a danger to other people. I'm never a danger to other people, right? Now, you threaten me like anyone else, I'll threaten you back, right? But it's one thing to threaten someone, it's another thing to actually physically assault someone, right? Anyone can argue, right? And agree to disagree and stuff like that, right? Anyone can say, wish you a death threat, right? But a death threat doesn't apply unless you go to the person in person, right? And try to murder them, right? Now, my death threats are called idle threats, right? Meaning they're not serious because I don't even know who you are, right? You're not supposed to take an idle threat seriously, right? Now, for instance, someone sent a death threat to Donald Trump from North Korea, right? Well, the thing is, are you in North Korea, Mr. Trump? No. When the only way that can carry out is if you go to what? North Korea. They're the only ones who issued the death threats, stupid. Or silly, whatever you want to call yourself. I mean, to really believe something like that is just, stupid, right? I mean, whether you're the president or not, you're no longer a CEO of a corporation either. There are two different jobs you're having to go to, right? And you cannot run the country like it's a company, right? I think that's where you're messing up a little bit. It's not a corporation you're running anymore. It's the country, right? And people are going to have different opinions of you. Some people are going to like you, and some people are not, right? If you're not good at dealing with people who don't agree with you, you might do something stupid, and that's why people are worried about you, right? You can't tell banter, even if someone says, you come to our country, you're under a death threat, right? And we'll hang you or kill you, whatever. But in order for that to happen, you gotta go to North Korea too, right? That's called an idle threat, right? One they can't carry out now. You would have to actually go to North Korea, them capture you, and then they can carry out the threat, right? All that would have to occur. Otherwise, it's just what's called an idle threat, right? No one can really do that to you just because they say they're going to do it to you either. Now, some people may be criminally insane and would actually do that to you if they can get to you too. I mean, like, you have the Secret Service, right? That protects you from anyone trying to really kill you in America, right? Right. So it's called an idle threat when someone says that. Now, I know better because I'm an American citizen not to threaten the president's office or the president's presidency. But Kim Jong-il is running his own country, and you're not being too nice to him either. So yeah, I guess he made the death threat toward you, right? But it's not one you can carry out unless you go to North Korea. There too, it's called an idle threat because he's seeing what you'll do about it, right? When he's in North Korea and you're in America, right? You're in two different countries, right? You're used to two different lifestyles there again too. And he's seeing how easily you're offended and what you're going to do when someone says something they can't even really carry out, right? If you don't think about what you're doing before you do it, you'll fuck up worse. Anyone can fuck up, Donald. Even you. If you think you can't, you're so narcissistic, right? God help you. Seriously. Y'all have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.